All right, so the third thing that I wanted to talk about with converting website traffic is how fresh content helps you to rank better. And we've covered how to make your website convert much higher and how to eliminate competition through fast notification methods that allow you to contact the seller immediately. But now I'm going to talk to you about how fresh content helps you rank your site better in search engines. And websites need to be easily updated. And Lead Propeller provides a custom website editor that we built to allow you to click the elements on the page and edit them. And it's awesome and truly a dream to use. This was like the biggest thing that I wanted to make sure that Lead Propeller was built on this ability so that people don't know how to code. They don't have to worry about FTP or updating a website like in WordPress where you have to go through menus that are 8 layers deep and get completely lost. Some other systems that are built on this WordPress stuff and their editing capabilities are almost non-existent. You have to go through all those menus that take you places so far removed from what you're changing on your site that you kind of forget of what you're changing, and it's very confusing. And those services actually recommend not changing anything on the sites, mainly because it's nearly impossible to do so. But you got to be able to update your site when you want to with changes without having to contact people and that kind of stuff. And we do provide phone support too. So if you have something you want to change and you can't figure out how to do it in the editor or whatever, we have phone support and help you do that. So it's very cool. All right, website updates and new content to your website help you rank better, right? And it's because Google and Bing will want to show websites that are both fuller and fresher. Now, fuller websites are websites that simply have more pages and more content that's all relevant to the topic of the website. And obviously, being that we're home buyers, we want to make sure that the content is relevant to these things. Real estate, your website's got to be about real estate, right? It's about houses, homes, condos, rentals, all about real estate. Second thing is the location. So the city that you're buying in and the surrounding areas. Being that our websites usually just target one city, we want Google and Bing to know that we specialize and are focused on that area. And the reason is it's much easier to rank locally than nationwide. If Google knows that somebody's searching for something in that certain city, it's easier to rank and show that you're the one in that city. So it's sort of like pizza and stuff like that. They're not going to show you some place in Chicago if you're searching from San Antonio, Texas, all right? It's the same thing for the houses. If people want to sell their houses. So you want to make sure the site has a lot of information about the location. What we did was we quickly provided we provided a way to quickly add landing pages to your site with all the different areas. So like San Antonio, we have different cities and areas within San Antonio and around San Antonio, like Schertz and New Braunfels and some of these other places. And so we created a way where all you have to do is specify that list of names of those areas, and then the system will automatically replicate the home page and create these landing pages for you with the location swapped out in all of them. So then now you have these separate pages focused on these separate areas. Huge time saver, lots of great separate content that focuses on those individual areas. So very cool. If you can set up those separate pages for those different areas for your website, that's definitely recommended. All right, so the next thing that needs to be about, obviously, is buying and selling houses fast. You want to rank for those terms because that's what people are wanting to sell a house. But more importantly, we want to rank for people that want to sell them fast. So it's not just saying that you allow people to sell a house. It's so that they can sell a house fast, because that's really who you want to target, not somebody looking for a realtor. Those are really the most important keywords to focus on for a website for search engine ranking, and we'll talk about more of that on the third podcast that we do in this series. All right, so when you have more content on your site, you inevitably rank for more and more search terms, and then you get more and more leads. So, again, we'll talk about that in the third podcast. We've covered a whole lot today. I hope it's not overwhelming, but if it is, it's probably going to be better. You should definitely register to be on that webinar. So go to leadpropeller.com/webinar and register for that. It's going to be on November 15th. So if you're hearing this before then, check that out. Register for it. November 15th is when I'm going to do this webinar after these 3 podcast episodes are released. And, if you're listening to this podcast episode after that, go ahead and go there anyway. Go to leadpropeller.com/webinar. Either I'll have a new webinar or I'll have those recordings or something available. So do check it out. And be sure to tune into the next podcast episode to find out how to quickly promote your website so that you can get these incredible motivated seller leads right away without waiting to rank in the search engines. It's possible. I'm going to show you how to do that. So definitely subscribe on iTunes to Flipping Junkie Podcast. If you are enjoying all this great information, please leave a rating and review on iTunes for the podcast. It really helps us out a lot, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, and be sure to go to leadpropeller.com/webinar, register for that webinar, and stay tuned for more awesome info about online lead generation. Take care.